Welcome to the Elevated Health and Wellness Podcast. I am your host, Daryl Doobie Warden. Neil is working the store today. We have a great guest host today, Sabrina how's your last name pronounced?
Moskal.
Sabrina Moskal, and she does the Wellness Wednesdays here.
Yeah, we do the weekly live showcase.
Yeah, weekly live showcase, and she's awesome. She also speaks on our conference calls weekly. She does a great job. She has a ton of product knowledge as well. I'm glad to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Today. So
yeah, absolutely.
We really want to talk about men's and women's health. That's our thing today. And I want to start out men's health. I take the men's balance. It definitely helps me in the gym. It gives me that extra push, that go ahead. I definitely don't get I used to get like hurt muscles after I work out real hard. And I don't get that. I definitely noticed it after I started taking that. For me, that the men's balance, it does something for my mood as well. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but it does definitely something for my mood, because I know as I get older, your patience gets a little bit shorter. and I felt that. And with the men's balance, I feel like I have a little bit more patience when I'm dealing with things. So how about with you guys, Toni?
Mm-hmm. Patience, definitely. I got the women's balance because I was having fluctuating hormonal issues. And since then, I've been on it regularly. It's helped in a lot of different ways. So I guess I never really thought about how it affected my mood, but I definitely am in a better mood. And that's so important to everybody around me.
You had mentioned something. Yeah. You said, it just puts you in a better mood because you don't have the cramping that you did. So
yeah, that's annoying. I mean, we could go on and on about how annoying that is and the side effects of having your cycle every month. No, I don't have those problems anymore that I did before.
Awesome.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's definitely easy to be less grumpy when you're in less pain. You know?
Yeah.
And since it does, I'm in less pain during that monthly time taking the women's balance. Yeah. That's something I noticed the very first month, that
I was about to ask you, how long did it take before you noticed something? Because I know Neil's wife said she noticed almost right away as well.
Yeah, she has had crazy benefits from it.
Oh, that's awesome.
She's the one who talked to me, and actually her experience was the one that got me trying it.
Got you to try it,
and it helped so much. I just regulated it and everything balanced out, and I was bloated. I had a lot of things going on that aren't going on now.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I don't have any symptoms now, but a lot less. Mm-hmm. And obviously that helps not, be so moody and that kind of thing. 'Cause,
you're right. When you're in pain and you're grumpy, like you're just miserable. It's just like everything is achy, and this is what we go through. You just don't want to be bothered, and you still have to be bothered.
Right. Life doesn't stop for a week.
Like really, we want to be like, leave us alone.
And another thing I want to add, that I know both of you guys exercise, and you both live very busy lifestyle. So is there any other products that you take that helps you, as a woman too, that helps you throughout your day? Because I know, even studies have been done on this, a men's and a woman's stress level is different. Uh-huh. And you guys, you lose a lot of, throughout the day, you guys lose a lot of, when you go to the bathroom, especially when you guys have your monthly cycle, you lose a lot of blood and nutrients in your body. Is there anything else that you use that would help people out here to doing your daily routine, your schedule?
Mm-hmm. Would you like to go first? I just want to say that stress is like the number one. We know it's the number one killer for women, and it causes them to have heart problems that we know.
Yeah.
So eliminating that is a huge factor. And I do know that the other products work on that, but I'm interested in your story because I know that it's just amazing. And every time
you have a
more
great
and more
story,
vibrant.
Sabrina, about the brain sense.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Brain sense is what I use to get through my day. I take brain sense and women's balance every single day. It's the first thing I do in the morning. Like I take it before I eat breakfast, like it's the first thing I do.
Me too.
And, the women's has definitely helped, with the cycles and all of that. But Brain Sense helps me on a daily basis to just function. It helps eliminate anxiety and the stress and the feelings of being overwhelmed and the depression that I've had to deal with. And during that time of the month, I often up the amount of Brain Sense I take.
Okay.
Like
me too. I also
not every month, but a lot of months I'm like, okay, I need an extra Brain Sense today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a man, this is the first time like I'm hearing that you even have to deal with. They always say in teasing, oh, she's on her period, she's moody and this, but now to understand as an older, more mature, like it's a real thing that can really, hinder your day.
Yeah, there's research, and I can't cite the source, but women go through this whole hormonal shift every 28 days.
Wow.
And men go through their whole hormonal shift every couple months or something. So the time frame is way different. So the women's balance specifically is a hormone balancer. Versus the men's balance, which isn't, because the women need the hormones to be more balanced.
Wow.
And that's why you have the symptoms you have, especially the moodiness and the irritability and stuff. It's because your hormones are just out of whack.
Right. That's exactly true. When your hormones are out of whack, you just feel terrible. You do. And this product is good for all ages, and even for pregnancy, because your hormones are out of whack through that too. Really, your hormones are out of whack once you start getting your period.
Yeah, as soon as you start having, hormones, essentially. Not saying you don't before, but yeah. No, I would recommend the women's balance from the time you start having periods until, you go through menopause, because it's good for all of that stuff. Obviously, I haven't gone through all of those things, but I will use it through all of those things.
People are reporting lighter cycles. Lighter cycles are some of the things that women are saying. They're having lighter cycles.
Oh yeah, people are having shortened cycles, lighter cycles, less issues with it, less cramps or less whatever,
The first day is horrible.
What can I do as a man, now off the subject of the nutrients, what can I do as a man to better be a better man when a woman's on that cycle?
Well, don't make jokes is the big one. No, seriously.
For sure.
But that's true.
Don't make light of it. It's very serious.
It's serious. If you were bleeding out of your, private parts for 7 days,
right,
you would probably curl into a ball and not leave the house. But women do it every month, and we still have to go to work and raise the kids and go to school and all these things. And men always make jokes. And I'm like, if you were dealing with this and we made a joke, you would not take that well.
Having this discussion on the conference call, and you talking about it before on your Wellness Wednesday, before, and it really brought some light. Me being 50s, unfortunately, it finally brought some light to the subject.
The schools don't educate us well on that kind of stuff. I don't think health class is as good as it should be in schools and things, and parents don't want to talk about it. They don't do that. So for men, they aren't really taught about what women have to go through.
Exactly. And I wasn't.
So it's not your fault that you don't know, in my opinion.
They just think it's grab a box of pads and that's it.
Yeah, and they're women.
That's what we were taught.
Right, they're women bleed once a month. That's it.
Right.
They don't realize,
and they get angry.
Right, you don't learn how many symptoms there really are. Women can have coughs because of it. They can have fevers because of it. Cramping, which is what everybody knows. Back pain, tender breasts. There's all of these symptoms, and very few of them are even known to most people.
Bloating, swelling, just all kinds of vision. There's so many things that can happen because
so many.
Yeah.
And most men have no idea because they just think it's gross, so they don't ask, and they were never taught.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. So, man, if you're out there listening, have some understanding, have some sympathy, and have some grace and mercy for these ladies for what they go through. They are the creators of this earth. So, understand that comes with a price, and that price is, given monthly for our sake,
Right.
So I thank you, ladies, for dealing with it and being and still being able to run the business and out here even more importantly getting this message out to the people today. Many men on my feed are going to watch this and they're going to be like they're going to think twice before they tell that joke or be insensitive to their wife, to their girlfriend or whatever when they have that time. So because it definitely made me more sensitive.
Yeah, my hope would be that people watching don't hear us say like monthly cycle and turn it off.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like just watch the whole thing. Yeah. And I'm not saying go ask your wife to explain it all to you, but like just try to be more understanding. It would be, but I get it if you don't want to,
It's different for everybody though. So if it opened up that discussion.
But I'm lucky my husband is someone who wanted to know.
Yeah.
He's like, tell me, complain if you need to.
Yeah.
Tell
and
me
you
what
guys can watch your husband,
Justin,
on the Wellness Wednesdays as well. He does an excellent job.
He's on my show sometimes, and then he does a show about crystals every Monday.
Every Monday, yep, watch it. He's awesome.
He's very knowledgeable, does a lot of research.
He really is. He's very knowledgeable. Justin, he's so full of information. Yeah, absolutely. Great guy.
And I'm going to pivot off of that. Also having a strong partner in your life, whether it be your husband, your boyfriend, girlfriend, or a friend, or even family, that's what I see in this company. In Common Sense, we like the people that are in there have a strong partner to lean on, family members, friends, and also in the business.
Oh yeah, if you don't have a strong partner right now and you want one, sign up with us and I'll be your strong partner.
I'm telling you, and it really is. It really is. Like the motivating things that we put on our group meets, the motivating things that we put on our Facebook group. Those things, not just about the products, but really, life-changing things and ideas and all about pushing us forward.
Yeah, and not just the groups, because like sometimes Toni will just text me like, "You're killing it," Like
we really do care about each other,
right?
I was so happy when I found out that you were going to be on it.
Be on the show.
Yeah. And that's what we get. We have a beautiful friendship that we developed through this.
Yeah,
and that's just what it is.
Right. We didn't. I mean, we didn't previously know each other.
Not like from here, but not like this.
Not like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It brings a closeness. I love that about the company. And why would you, not? Because, we are all striving for oneness.
Right.
Oneness of health, oneness of mind, body, and soul. And as we continue to strive for that, we start to pick up your tribe is here. Because it's the like-mindedness of the people, the like-mindedness of the people that you're going to make friends.
Right.
These people you're gonna know for your lifetime.
Right.
You're going to build business, and Toni, I know you already have your kids and your kids in the business already, right?
Yeah.
So it's something that's not just fly by night. This is something that you really want to build generations. And that's, when we talked to Joe Melling, man, Joe really explained about like what he wanted to do and he seen the vision. And, and it was like really everybody not only, doing this and being financially free, but being able to pass this on to a generation and they're being financially free.
Right.
And not only that, but getting people healthy while doing it.
Right.
And that's, with all the things in the air, the chemicals in the food, that, that's why we have to take these. Because the nutrients are not in the food like they were. They took them out of the food, and our body is starving for that. You get people that are overweight being dehydrated and having anemia. Like, how do you be overweight and still have those things? because there's no nutrients in the food. So we have to feed ourselves these nutrients, through these common sense products, which is awesome.
I was watching a documentary the other day about people who are dealing with morbid obesity.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And there were multiple people that when they went to the doctor and were tested and stuff, they actually were suffering from malnutrition despite being morbidly obese, which is a crazy idea that is possible, that you can eat that much and still be, malnourished.
It shows us the quality of the food that we're eating.
Right. And even if you're trying really hard to eat healthy, most people are not getting adequate, fruits and veggies in their diet. They're not getting the adequate nutrition that they need, even when you're really trying.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if you're like, I don't eat fast food and I'm a vegetarian and, you do all those things, you still probably aren't getting enough.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a big problem in today's society as we all are trying to move ahead and move fast. And it just seems like time is moving faster. And so are we. So, we do things to supplement that home cooked meal. We get that microwave dinner or that fast food.
Yep.
Preservatives and embalm ourselves from the inside.
Wow,
That's what it is.
That's deep, Toni.
Kind of
That
dark.
was really deep. It's scary at the same
Yeah,
time.
kind of dark, but
What would the kids say? Facts.
Yeah, facts. That leads me to the brain sense. Me taking the brain sense, I think, started to have me had an understanding, like my health through my mind is, in my body. So I started to actually, cook more meals. It's like it started from there. Started to get more serious in my gym as well. Started to looking at the labels that the food that I buy. So it kind of have one thing, with the brain sense that I started with, kind of led me to, other things about, kind of breaking down in my life to I want to live longer. I want to be healthy. I don't want to be sick and have ailments and hurts and pains. So I kind of use that brain sense to correct the brain first, and everything else has been following in line.
That makes a lot of sense to me. As someone who has suffered from chronic depression for my entire life, when your brain isn't working at its best, nothing else can.
Wow.
When I'm dealing with a bout of depression, I can't cook my meals. I can't keep my space clean. You're struggling to live.
Wow.
Versus, being able to, so you're like, well, I have to eat something, so doesn't matter what it is. You're not thinking about reading labels and stuff,
Wow.
But when your brain is in the right space, you care more about that stuff because you have the ability to do so. You have the brain power to think, hey, I'm going to chop up a bunch of vegetables and I'm going to make a nice dinner and I'm going to care about what's going into my body versus just being got to get through the day.
Right. Yeah. That's right. Spot on.
Yeah. Toni, you had talked about, your body being in fight or flight mode for a long time. Yeah. Tell me how do you, work your way out of that?
Yeah, so when the body's in fight or flight, which I realized mine was in for a long time, you're in stuck mode. You can't move. You're stuck.
Where did that come from?
It's like driving with the brakes.
Where did the fight or flight come from?
Well, it came from the life that I had with my ex. We're not claiming victimhood, but it wasn't great. But from there, I've learned and grown. And, these things happen. Your body keeps score. So emotionally, it's free, but the body still.
Your body keeps score.
Yeah. It holds on to that. It holds on to that. So my soul and spirit are free. I've let go of everything. But my body will still have responses.
Right.
Okay. And so when you're in that state, your body is eating all your nutrients. And it makes it worse.
Yeah.
So when I add the brain sense, it balances all that out. And so for the first time in years, I didn't even realize that I was in that state for so long.
A lot of people don't.
Oh my
A
God.
lot of people don't. I just finished taking a psychology course because on top of everything else I do, I also go to school. And
and you get your period.
but I just finished taking a psychology course, and one of the things we covered in that is how many people are in a perpetual state of fight or flight.
So
Your
horrible.
body is supposed to go into that when there's danger, and then you're supposed to come out of it, and your body is supposed to release the hormones to bring you back down, and everything is supposed to level back out. But people are getting stuck in that, which isn't something that used to be the case for humans. But now with the way the world is, you get stuck in those constant, periods of high stress, and you can't get out of them, whether it's because of, something with your family life or something at work or having some sort of mental thing going on.
To stay like that sometimes than to fight or flight is to stay stuck sometimes with people today.
Right, because then your body is ready to jump as soon as it needs to.
So it thinks it's safer, but it's really not.
No, because you are destroying your body from the inside out while you're in that mode.
What are some of the things that you did, Sabrina, to get out of that mode?
I did a lot of things, actually. I got really into my spirituality, which was big for me. That helped a lot. So, and I did things like meditating, and I started working with, like energy work and doing alternative therapies and things. And that all really helped a lot to break those cycles. But also I had to get my physical self into a better state, like the life I was living didn't work for me.
Wow.
Just like how Toni was talking about, and I'm not trying to blame other people or anything, but when you're with a partner who makes you feel like you have to be in that position, and unfortunately for me, not my current relationship, my husband's awesome, but my relationship before was an abusive one.
Wow.
And so then you are in constant fight or flight in that, in that moment.
For me, I mean, hearing this, there's so many women out there that are that we talk to, that we meet along our journeys, that have similar experiences, and it's at first in my mind, a younger male, I thought that was maybe one in a million. But as I in this company more, because we the week before, the lady talked about her relationship, and she got on the brain sense and how it helped her after her breakup or whatever happened. But it's like more and more, you women need that support, not just from the brain sense and the women's health, but you need that more support from the men. We need to step up and understand that these women are going through a lot, and the things that you guys talk about are nothing that you can wear on your shoulder when you go out in the world.
No, people would never know. And I'm just going to put it out there because you said the word. Statistically, now look, you would never know. You have two strong women right here. Two strong women with a similar story. What the heck? If there was a third person here, that they'd say the same thing. Yeah. So what's the statistic? 1 out of 1? No. 2 out of 2? Everybody?
The statistic, trigger warning, is 7 women die at the hands of a romantic partner every day in the U.S. That is the actual statistic.
Isn't that just?
Wow.
Which shows how big of a problem that is.
Wow.
When you were saying you thought it was like, 1 in a million or whatever, but it is a huge problem.
Yeah. And I think, in the area, just, I'm not just going to say as men, but I think as a world, we need to be more sensitive to what's happening out there, to the women and what they're being subject to at home, because just like I said, this is nothing that you guys can wear on your shoulder. There's not a badge to say at home it's abusive at home. Right. You still have to be this person out in the forefront.
True.
So it's like you almost have to hide your true emotions, your true feelings, and all that hurt, and it builds up. And that's when I'm going to go back to, you carry that in your body.
Yes.
You do.
And one of the things you said, you changed your body.
Yeah.
I know Toni said she exercised.
Yeah,
is
I
there
changed a lot. I mean, I did a lot of what you did too, a lot of
Spiritual work and
was
stuff,
really
yeah.
Yeah, I talk to the women. We got 5 more minutes. Why don't you guys talk to the women and maybe give some of the, maybe more intentional things that you guys did to come from where you're at to now running successful businesses, and running successful households.
Yeah.
Well, I think first people need to talk about it and admit it, and then also accept the position where we do allow certain things. We do allow certain things, and that's based on the fact that our self-worth is so low. And once we get our heads right, then we realize, oh, well, I let this person treat me like this. I'm worth more. And then we go through the initial mess, and then we're free.
That's what I was going to say is you have to get up your self-esteem, because if it's too low, you'll stay in a situation that you don't deserve to be in.
Right.
Because
expecting them to validate you.
that is what you deserve when it isn't, So, coming up with some mantras that you repeat in the mirror is a big thing.
What are some of the mantras you use?
Yeah, so in the morning, while you're brushing your teeth, before you leave the bathroom, look in the mirror and say, I am beautiful, I am smart, I'm intelligent, I deserve the world, I deserve my dreams, I deserve my goals. Tell yourself these things. And it might seem silly because you have to say it out loud. You can't just say it in your head. But hearing that over and over again, you start to believe it.
Yes.
And it's true, you should believe it, but you can get in that spot where you don't.
Right. So the complicated thing I found myself in is that I always still believe that in myself, but I was with a partner that I was led to believe that, but then never really believed that in me. So I always had this hope that that person would come back, the one that believed that in me, although it was never real.
Wow.
You see? So that kept me stuck, but luckily I still believe in myself.
Right.
So that's a hard case, and really you just need to have that self-validation, because if we look for somebody else to give it to us, and if they're not treating us the way we would treat ourselves, and just get out. Don't stay.
Yeah.
Why? You both will be happier for it. And if your intuition says don't be with this person, we both really should have just trusted our intuition.
Well, right. You can, it's easy to suppress that inner voice when you want to.
It is, and we're conditioned to be so polite.
Yeah, and guess what? What I realize is you're almost forced to sigh it because you still have to deal with the outside world.
Well, right. Yeah,
for sure.
And you not only suppress it for the outside world, you start suppressing it for yourself.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, no matter what you have going on in your life, this is true for everyone, you still have to live your life, you can't just stop working. You can't stop, dealing with your family, and some of that stuff just doesn't stop.
Much
no matter what.
Want to sometimes.
Well, yeah, it would be great. I was saying this the other day to my husband. I was like, I wish that I had the superpower where I could freeze time, and then I could get a bunch of stuff done, and then I could restart time.
Right.
But that is not how it works. You can't do that. I currently do not have superpowers.
I like how you say currently.
Well, anytime I could be bit by a radioactive spider, or you never know. So
yeah.
But currently, I am super powerless.
I love it. Well, we're down to our last minute. You guys have any closing remarks? Anything you'd like to leave with the people?
Yes. Be authentic. It's always the best route you can take.
Yeah. Love yourself. Do whatever you can to love yourself. That's really important.
Yeah.
And remember, sometimes the narrative in our heads, those negative things that we think, they're never going to happen. So always think about the best, most positive outcome in any situation. And always believe that any situation, God has it to be there for you, your best, whatever it is. If something happens that you feel negative, find out what it is that God wanted you to learn from that situation, and think about, this is going to come out for the best in me.
Yeah, God, absolutely. Universe, whatever you believe in, You know,
Yes. The energy.
The energy.
like whatever it is you believe in. You know,
It's
if it's
the same.
God, if it's the universe, if it's some other higher power. You know,
Yes.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
believe that they want you on the right path.
That's it. That's it. Well, thank you guys for listening to the Elevated Health and Wellness
Thank
Podcast.
you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you for
Come again
coming,
next time.
Sabrina. Neil, we'll see you on the next one. I know you're busy. He's out there right now helping people. And you know what? This Salt Cave, I love coming out here. Please support Neil in the Full Body
Body
Balance.
Balance. We're a
Store.
negative ion store.
Negative Ion store in the Robinson Mall, out by the airport, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Also have an online. What's the website?
NegativeIonStore.com.
And you can
Awesome.
call here too and talk to Sabrina, and she has a
it's like you
wealth
come
of
in, there's
knowledge.
a good chance you run into me
Yeah.
or my husband.
Yes, and they both have a wealth of knowledge on the health and wellness, the crystals. There's many books and stuff here. There's other things that they have, CBD products to help with pain and stress and anxiety. So, man, this store really does have, I love it. It's like getting a candy store every time I come here.
And we're just a wellness center.
Yes.
Do
So,
what we can to help people in a natural way.
yep, you can come and you can sit in the Salt Cave. You can detox.
Yes.
Also, they have a foot detox, metal detox,
Chakra like that.
chakra light bed as well. So many things. So, man, shout out to the Full Body Balance store in Robinson, Pennsylvania. Thank you, guys. We love y'all. See you on the next one.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Peace.